into the crime. Murder Man podcast. Andy got the facts. Amanda spitting fast. Delve into the night. Mysteries unfold. Cold cases sitting deep. Not a story told.
Back again. Welcome back to Murder Man with Andy and Amanda. Here we are.
We're back.
We're here. I almost said something I shouldn't have, and we won't.
That would have been so 90s of you.
I know. You knew what I was going to say, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Fuck it. I'm not going to do that. But I wish we could. But you know what? Do you know who Mel Gibson is?
I do. The actor.
Who? He's really cool, right?
Yeah.
Do you like him as a person?
I was always a fan of Mel.
Really? Even through all of his bad shit?
You know, I stay out of the news, but I like his movies, and I don't really get caught up in the gossip too much. What did he do again? What was his thing?
Mel Gibson. He's like he opened like this wellness app and pretended he had cancer.
What the fuck are you talking about? I thought he hated the Jews or something.
He does, and so does Belle.
Oh,
no, her name,
Belle Gibson.
Her name
I
is
got you.
Belle Gibson.
I see what you're doing there. That's clever. That's cute.
Literally every time they said her name, though, Belle Gibson. All I could think about is Mel and like his hair flowing in the wind. I just thought about his face the whole time.
His hair flowing in the wind.
Like his old school hair. You know what I'm talking about? Those old movies?
When's the last
From
time
the
he's
80s?
done a movie?
He's done some, right? Did
I
he
don't
get
know.
blackballed?
I think he got canceled, but it wasn't for like the sex stuff. Me too. I think he got canceled for being an anti-Semite.
Oh, maybe that. And I had him wrong. Remember, I told you, I thought he said his daughter was fat, and you said that was a Baldwin brother.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Alec Baldwin with the cheeseburger incident.
Yeah. I'm not laughing, but I am.
Why? It's hilarious.
Yeah. No, I don't know what Mel Gibson's doing. He must be doing something.
We'll have to cover the Alec Baldwin case at some point.
Is that a case to cover?
Well, I mean, he went to trial, remember?
Yeah. I guess
think
he
we
did.
should do it. I think we should do it. But anyway.
All those Baldwins are wild.
Oh, Danny's my favorite.
Is he?
Yeah, remember he
He's
got kicked off celebrity rehab like the first night for sending a dick pic.
Oh my God. He's not the political one then.
No, that's Steven.
That's Haley's dad.
Haley's dad, he's a jackass. He's like a super alt-right.
Yeah, super jackass. Okay.
But Danny's
Okay.
the funny, fucked up one. Drug addict and shit, I think.
So we'd get along with that one.
Yeah, we'd party with Danny all day. He looks like a fat, swollen, you can't say, excuse me. Something in my throat.
Say it. We're allowed to say it again, I think.
I'm literally dying over here.
I think we're allowed to say it again.
He looks
Okay.
like a fat, ugly, swollen, retired Alec Baldwin.
Which one?
Danny.
No. Why did people start looking, tell me if you think this is true, older white men start to look bloated?
It's a thing, and I'll tell you why.
Like the face, the eyes.
It's the Irish thing. It's an Irish curse, and I'll tell you why.
Oh,
Because your ears and your nose never stop growing.
that's true.
And Irish people's ears and nose, they take on this really weird transformation later in life. Get fucking gigantic.
You know what's great is you have such a tiny nose, yours will never grow big.
It'll grow into being like a regular size nose.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like, I mean, aren't you so happy you didn't get like a big schnoz?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I got a small little Irish nose.
Yeah, tiny little Tinkerbell nose. I want one.
My brother's got a big, strong Greek nose.
Oh, very strong.
Very
Is that what
strong.
they say?
Yeah, big, strong nose.
My husband has one of those, so he's got a strong nose,
Yes, he does.
right? He's one of those Euro nose Romanians. I don't know.
It's very round.
Round. What is your brother's? Not?
It's round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, are you on your phone right now?
Like playing around?
No, no. Can you look at the picture I just showed you of Mel Gibson so you can know that's what I'm thinking about the whole time?
Okay.
This is who I'm thinking about while we're talking about this case. That's just what I want you to see.
Wow. Now that is like an 80s press photo.
Okay, that's who I'm thinking.
Reminds me of Vince Van Patten.
He looks great, right?
I mean, that's a good mugshot. Yeah, that hair is flowing.
It's perfect. Okay, so let's do this for a second. Belle, B-E-L-L-E, Belle Gibson. Do you want to talk about who she is? You can go ahead and introduce her. That's crazy.
All right. I mean, Belle Gibson She's Australians' favorite mother, entrepreneur, and cancer scammer.
Mm-hmm.
And her story starts on Instagram in 2013. There's really not much about her online before that. That's when she kind of blows up after she's diagnosed with terminal brain cancer and given 4 months to live.
Okay, so what we will do though is, because you said there wasn't much on there before 2013, people found some things prior to 2013.
Yes, they did.
And yeah, I didn't know if you knew that already. Okay, so they found a bunch of shit, but we'll go through that later. But you're right. When it starts, people just think this is like she's like this new AG. What is she? Like, she's really into whole foods because she says she's got diagnosed with cancer, so she's only going to eat a whole food diet, and she's going to heal herself because she's not into Western medicine. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. So in 2009, she claims that she's diagnosed with terminal brain cancer and given 4 months to live. And
Okay.
she also starts claiming to her friends and family that her terminal brain cancer is being healed with whole foods and coffee enemas. So that's kind of
yeah.
her initial scam.
Damn, that was one of my little fun facts about her, the coffee enema. I thought you'd like that. Damn
yeah,
it.
I do like that. I'm sorry. That is a fun fact. I didn't mean
That's
to ruin
okay.
that for you.
Hey, you know what? It's all right. She also used oxygen therapy and coffee enemas, and then just some other kind of medicine, and then natural foods. But anyway, listen, that shit doesn't work. Let's be real.
I was going to say, you must have had a coffee enema or two.
No, but you know what? Our buddy Eddie has.
Eddie? He gets enemas?
He told me he did a coffee enema to clean himself out, and it's a big thing. It works. I've never done it.
Oh, good.
I've done enemas, but I've never done coffee enemas.
Oh, good for him. Hope he's all cleaned out then.
Do you want to try it?
No.
Okay.
I don't even drink coffee.
I don't either. I
Certainly
love the smell
not
of it.
squirted up my ass. Come on.
I love the smell of it, but I don't like the taste of it.
That's odd. I don't like either the smell nor the taste.
Really?
Huh.
I think it smells really good.
So
I guess it's like those people.
You could do like a coffee candle.
I don't like it that much. Jesus.
Then how much do you like it? Just a quick
calm
sniff?
down. Like a quick sniff. Someone's making it. It's brewing. I'm like, oh, that's nice, but I'd never drink it, sort of thing.
You like when Dan has coffee breath?
No. Oh my God. Okay. No.
You don't
It
like
reminds
morning
me of
coffee
this
breath?
person I used to work with. I'm not gonna say who it was, but they would come down with their fucking coffee mouth in my face, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It is a mix of coffee and shit, and you need to brush your teeth. It is not okay. So I know people who drink coffee early morning and then like don't brush their teeth first, and then they drink it.
You can't drink coffee without brushing your teeth first. You can't do anything without brushing your teeth first. Isn't kind of that like the first thing you do in the morning?
Yeah, but a lot of people say, like, even let's ask Daniel, my husband. I think he eats breakfast before he does it. I could never. Like,
You know, I've thought about it both ways. It's a really interesting topic because
I understand, but it's gross.
breakfast does taste bad after you brush your teeth, though.
It tastes worse if you don't.
Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like I get this idea of like, let's get one quick meal in before we just brush. Then I go into the day fresh until lunch.
Yeah. They say your teeth are the nastiest when you wake up because of the stomach acid that comes up your throat during the middle of the night. That covers your teeth, and then it should come off like as quickly as possible. But then you shouldn't eat for like 30 minutes after you brush your teeth as well. So whatever you want to do, just don't get in my face.
Yeah.
What?
It's funny. Don't get in your face for anything, right?
No, but you get weird about smells and shit. You don't want that in your face.
No, I don't fuck with breath smells.
That's a big thing for you, actually.
Yeah, I don't like breath smells at all. And in fact, at one point, you and I believe we both had halitosophobia, which is the fear of
having bad breath.
Because we used to work with a guy whose breath was so fucking stank. Ugh. I don't even know what was going on in that yuck mouth. Yuck mouth,
that's what we called it.
Oh boy.
There was a few of those that we came across. And like,
but that one guy this one guy is fucking epic.
Yeah. You know what that is? It's when someone has like a rotten tooth, they don't get it pulled, I think. Because you know what? It's the same thing with the dog. I swear to you. The dog had terrible breath. poor thing, got the teeth pulled that were rotten, and now perfect, nice, normal breath.
You think this guy's had a rotten tooth for like 15 years?
Oh yeah, probably just waiting to die.
Wow.
Because that just is just infection through your body after a while.
And that could become septic.
I dated someone whose father had a rotten tooth, and they kept saying, "Dude, you got to go get that fixed. You got to get that fixed. Oh my God, it's so bad. Whoa, woof, like that." And finally, he did, but like it was like that for years. And you know the person.
Oh, I know who it is. I've smelled
Yeah.
that. Now, why are some people have to be begged to clean their fucking teeth and to practice proper oral hygiene?
I don't
it.
know. I don't know. Like, what is the problem here? I think some people are just maybe super afraid of like maybe what they're gonna say, or like here's the truth. Like, if it's been a really long time since I've been to the dentist, I'm like, fuck. I hope they don't like say, "Oh, your teeth look bad," or "You haven't been flossing enough," and because they always say that shit anyway. Have you
Sure.
flossed enough? They always say that. So, I think maybe people are just afraid of it.
I wonder, in your professional opinion, who has worse breath, meat eaters or plant eaters?
Mm. I don't know. I think it depends on what you eat, right?
I don't know.
Like if broccoli is rotting in your teeth, you're disgusting, and I'm sorry, that smells worse. Because
Okay.
think about how broccoli smells anyway. Now, let it sit in your mouth for a while. You can't tell me that doesn't smell worse than like a piece of chicken in the back of your mouth or something. What do you think?
So yeah, I mean, so you think vegans have worse breath than regular people?
I would have to put my money on that if I had to.
Yeah. Well, you are a gambling girl.
I am a gambling girl. What would you say?
I would agree. I would just think all the rotting plant matter.
That's what I'm saying. My mom would agree with you, and she's a vegetarian. She told me that.
Stinky vegetables and all that stuff.
She said, guaranteed, people who they don't realize, like, if you floss your teeth, I know this is so disgusting, after you eat vegetables, smell it, and then come back and talk to me.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. I'll take your word for it.
Okay, sorry. Well, we're going to get back to Belle Gibson, Mel Gibson's daughter.
Well, I mean, she's... Yeah.
Sorry. She's Australian. I really liked that part of it because I love their accent.
I always loved Australian accents, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That'd be a cool accent to have.
Yeah, and I was doing it the whole time in my head while they were talking. Do you do that?
Of course.
Okay, sorry, guys. She fabricated her cancer diagnosis in 2009. Terminal brain cancer, given 4 months to live.
But somehow...
Only opted for natural therapy.
And somehow, in 2013, she went on Instagram and started sharing her story about how she cured her cancer. I mean, the bitch said she cured her cancer, like literally cured her brain cancer with whole foods and coffee enemas.
Well, she said she still had it, but she was healthy, right? Like she wasn't dying. They gave her 4 months to live. She still has terminal cancer, but she's thriving from this whole food diet that she's going down. Not that it's cured, it's not gone, because she's still getting sympathy that she has cancer this whole time.
Well, yeah, I guess that's part of the con, right? You can't be cured. So
Can't just be
I guess
cured.
I overspoke.
Yeah, so she's saying, listen, you can get healthier, you can help your cancer, you can you may be able to cure it. Right now, look at me, I'm thriving. Look at my hair and my skin, like, and I'm have all this energy, and all I'm doing is this diet. So she launched an app called the Whole Pantry, where it's a wellness app offering recipes, lifestyle advice, and just whatever, I guess, her story along the way, right?
Yep.
And were you not shocked how big that got?
Like overnight, it became huge. She became basically an overnight celebrity. She won awards from top brands like Cosmo, even Apple. In 2013, she was Apple's best food and drink app, and it was preloaded onto the Apple Watch worldwide. Can you imagine?
That shocked me.
Wow.
Because there's only so many apps that are preloaded onto your watches and your phone when you get them, and they preloaded her Whole Pantry app. So everyone who has a fucking iPhone or Apple device has this app. That's insane.
Fucking believable.
Yes.
And clearly they didn't vet it, which is the most disappointing. And like, how could you be that stupid? It's 2013. Is Steve Jobs still alive at that point?
No, I don't know. I have to go look. But here's the thing, though. It wasn't them that did it. It was the cookbook publication, because she did the cookbook first, right? Or no, her app was first, and then the cookbook. But they were like really close together in 2014 when this happened with Apple. And it was the publication, they didn't vet her cancer story, right? They didn't vet that. But they loved all her recipes and shit because a million people have cookbooks with all that Whole Foods shit in it, right? Millions of people have that. But they didn't actually vet her cancer story. And Apple, what they saw is this beautiful app with all of her beautiful pictures and kale soups and green juices and all the stuff that people are into. I don't think they really cared about much except the food. What do you think?
I think they probably, I mean, they obviously didn't care, but I think they definitely knew that her story's bullshit. I mean, there's no such thing as like staving off stage 4 cancer with fruit juices and coffee enemas, right?
Yeah, a brain cancer, an aggressive
But
brain cancer.
to your point, this was such a huge story and people were so into it. She got $100,000 forward to write her book based on her cancer journey, which is like unheard of in the publishing world.
Yeah, I read 135. Maybe you're right. That's a lot, though.
I guess it's 135,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I had it written down that she had over 100,000, which is a crazy amount of money. That's just in advance too.
Yeah, because most people who are brand new authors, they get nothing right away. It takes a while. Usually, you don't even make anything on your first book.
No, and she should be dead for 4 years now. She should be dead for 4 years.
And here she is thriving. Like people are like, but then you see people are like, why is she? How does she have such beautiful hair? Like people who are going through cancer, they don't have that.
Yeah, once they started looking backwards.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, she launched that brand, massive success. She had 100,000 Instagram followers that same year.
I'll be honest, that app and the way that she it was really a beautiful app, and I understood why people were attracted to it. Like she did a great job on the app. I get why people liked what it was about, and I get why it probably gave other women with cancer hope watching her, which is really sad. Super
sad. Like I think this story reminds me of Scamander Riley, but she was just making money. This woman's kind of like preaching a ditch your chemo for fucking carrots lifestyle, and that's dangerous. That's super dangerous. And that's when her friends started to get suspect, when she started talking shit like that on Instagram, telling her followers to ditch Western medicine and chemo and start working on this natural diet that is healing her.
Right. Did you see the part where her friend was at her house for her kid's birthday party and Belle fell to the floor having a seizure?
Yes.
And she's like, call the ambulance. And she came out of the seizure immediately. It was like, no, don't do that. I don't want Western medicine here. It's like, that's not how it works. You don't just come out of a seizure like that because you heard something.
Yep, that was her friend Chanel, and she called her out at that party, and Belle basically told her to fuck off.
Yep, and she was actually the whistleblower, is what they call her.
Yep.
Chanel. She was good. I liked her. I liked her vibe.
She was the one that confronted Belle and demanding like proof and answers to her questions and shit.
You know what? When she said she went to her door and she's like, I want to see your medical records, I was thinking, if I were that girl, I'd be like, fuck you too, though. You're not getting my records. What are you talking about?
Of course. Who the fuck are you? You got a warrant? Yeah. Bitch, get lost.
I know. Like, I was on her side for like 5 seconds. I'm like, dude, get out of my house. Oh, my God. One thing, though. You know how it talks about her having a kid, like, a lot, right?
Okay.
I've never seen a kid, like, I don't really, like, it mentions her having a child, but I hear nothing about this child. When this child came about, the father of this child, I know nothing about it. You?
I don't think I was aware she had a child.
Yes!
I don't know anything about the kid.
Let me just tell you, really quick. She was at a gas station when all this was going on, and the paparazzi were like, Belle, do you have a statement? Like, what's your deal? Why did you lie? And she's like, I'm just trying to get, they call it like petrol instead of like gas.
Yeah, petrol.
She's like, I'm just trying to get petrol, and you're like bothering me, and I have my son in the car, and she's like a pathological liar, right?
Yeah.
They look at the back seat of the car, and the car seat's there, but she doesn't even have her kid with her.
Does she even have a kid? Whose baby does she? Whose car seat is that?
That's what I'm saying. She has a kid. She does. I'm going to tell you who her kid is. You start going down the timeline a little more, okay?
All
I'm
right,
gonna
well,
tell
this
you.
is my favorite part. So when she gets confronted by Chanel and that other friend at her house, after she tells them to fuck off, Belle
Hmm.
starts to tell her story. And she says that she was diagnosed with cancer at home on a house call, not in a hospital. So her doctor came on a house call to diagnose her at home, not in a hospital. So it didn't have any, medical equipment or labs or x-rays or
Oh, he had an
MRIs or
equipment.
anything like that.
He had one big
Yeah,
box with
I guess
lights
you
on it.
could call that equipment. What was that?
She said he had a box with lights on the front of it that had two steel pads, one that goes under the chair, one that goes behind it. And it was a box with lights and it was German equipment. And that's who told her she had brain cancer from that because of the frequencies. Is that the
Yikes.
weirdest thing you've ever heard?
So it's just like a homemade fucking contraption.
So that didn't happen, right? So
No,
let's
that
just say that.
obviously didn't happen. But what did happen is when they asked her what her doctor's name was, she said it was Dr. Phil. Not the
Well,
Dr. Phil, but a Dr. Phil.
it
And
was
that's all
Mark
she could
Johns.
remember. She couldn't remember his last name.
It was Mark Johns, and then it was Dr. Phil, yeah.
Who she said skipped town and abandoned her
Yeah, abandoned her.
after the
And they
cancer
did.
diagnosis.
You know what? They were laughing. The woman was laughing in the interview, the journalist, because she said, "We did find this Dr. Phil she was talking about, by the way."
Yeah, but he wasn't a doctor.
But he
was
wasn't a
like
doctor.
he was like a vitaminologist or some bullshit.
Yeah, one of those. He was like integrative vitaminologist.
I knew a guy that went to a vitaminologist once.
Me too. It was crazy.
Such
Okay.
a fucking scam.
By the way, she gave birth to a boy in her early 20s, around the same time her cancer claims began online. She often used him as part of her narrative, saying she wanted to heal for him and keep toxins out of their home. So, the Whole Pantry app in the book, she talked about raising him as a single mother with a focus on natural living and wellness. See?
Okay, well, that wasn't really part of the stories that are out there, I guess, or any of the research.
Yeah, but when
they
they said it a few times, and I was like, "Where's this kid they keep talking about?" Like, I didn't get that, but it's true. She did talk about it.
Oh yeah, I knew that because when I
Okay.
opened, I said she was a mother. I guess
You
I just
did.
forgot about the kid.
Yeah, in the 60 Minutes, she did a 60 Minutes interview in Australia that was very hard to watch. It was very cringy. It was rough. We'll get to it later, but that was like, I think one of the last things she did. And when she was going through all that in the end, this interviewer, I mean, whoa, she came at her hard. It was one of those where you like cringe watching it. Surprised you didn't look at it.
I saw a little bit of it, and I remember reading that. You okay there? That was a big breath.
Oh, sorry, was that me?
There was a bidding war. There was a bidding war for her first TV interview, the one you're talking about, 60 Minutes Australia, and they paid her $75,000 for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But even before that one dropped, there was a news article that dropped that Belle and the Whole Pantry never paid the donations to charity that they promised from the Apple app. From the
Yeah, that was
downloads
in
of the app.
the women's magazine, right? In Australia, the women's magazine.
Yep.
Okay. And that poor little boy, Joseph, she wrote about him on her blog all the time. Let's help Joseph because he had a very similar brain tumor, except this kid actually had a brain tumor.
Who the fuck is Joseph?
This is the boy she wrote about, one of the charities that she was said all her proceeds from her app for however long,
Gotcha.
whatever it was, would go to Joseph's family. And Joseph's family came forward and said, we never saw a cent. She just used his story and his name. And they never saw anything. So, never got help.
It's fucked up.
Where are we at? 2015?
Well, before we get to 2015, right? That's when she goes on record with this lady from on 60 Minutes, or the people from the Australian newspaper. But this guy from the newspaper, he'd been researching her.
Yeah, that guy.
And that's where he found old posts of her from a skateboard forum where she was like goth and she had tattoos and all that shit. So when we talked earlier about there wasn't really much presence of her pre-2009, there wasn't much presence of like her in this like perfectly manicured image that she has as the whole Food Pantry app and the cancer survivor and like Supermom and all that shit.
Yeah.
But she was online and she was had a completely different lifestyle. Wasn't like that super health.
Well, also people change. I did think about that though. I'm like, you're a teenager, you're goth and stupid, right? Like she's very young. When they first said that, I was like, so what? She was a goth teenager who smoked cigarettes. We all did dumb things when we're young. So when they did that at first, I was thinking, if you go back and you find some shit we've done, you would find things. But if someone said like you're getting diagnosed with cancer and you change your life, okay, that's okay. But the people did come forward that were in that skate group, and they talked about how she ate fast food all the time and smoked and drank and all this. And it's like, but that was then, and this is now. Does she do that now?
That's fair. But back then, she lied to all that skateboarding group and told them that she died for 3 minutes during open heart surgery, which never happened.
Those posts were crazy. Did
Yeah.
you see all the posts?
Well, that's where they say she stole a cancer story from another poster on the forum that she'd befriended.
Yeah, her skating group.
Yeah.
Her skate group. She told them that she was having open heart surgery twice. She was dead for 3 minutes, and they brought her back to life. And then she had a stroke all in like a day.
Yeah. Just claiming sympathy or whatever weird, fucked up pathological need she has.
Yeah. And the lady on 60 Minutes just started reading all of those things to her that she said. And she was like, yeah. And she's like, so you're telling me this happened? And she said, well, that was my reality. And she's like, so can you agree that your reality is not reality? And she's like, no. She would never like just say, she's nuts or that she was doing this for a reason.
No. In 2015, she finally goes on record with a reporter claiming that the cancer was misdiagnosis. So she doesn't admit that she made it up. She admits that she thinks it was a misdiagnosis by who you were talking about earlier, Dr. Mark Jones, who fled the country. And he used that weird testing equipment with the box with lights and pads and shit like out of a fucking sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And to this day, no one's ever been able to track down Dr. Mark Jones.
Exactly. But that guy doesn't exist.
No, that guy definitely doesn't exist.
Here's the thing, though. I think he would have felt different if you were watching the 60 Minutes interview and how like young she seemed and how fragile. I don't know. There was something about her that made me think she's been through something and she's got a lot of trauma and that she's fucked up from something, right? People aren't just, sometimes you are this way, but she's a pathological liar and she needs a lot of attention, but why? Where does that come from? I
don't know. Her family said she was a pain in the ass and a liar her whole childhood.
Her mother had MS. That's a fact.
No, her mother said she had MS, right?
No, her mother had MS. They contacted her. I saw that during the 60 Minutes thing. And then they sat down with her. Her mother actually did have MS. And she was sick a lot when the girl was a kid. That's true. Are you there?
I'm listening.
Okay. Oh, you didn't know her mother had MS?
I thought she had MS.
No.
Belle.
The girl? No, she went in to have a brain scan done at the hospital, and 60 Minutes got these records. She went in to have the brain scan done to see if she had MS like her mother, to see if that came up. And the brain scan came back absolutely normal, it said. No tumors, no MS, nothing.
Also, just more shit she lied about. It's confusing to keep up with all her lies,
Yeah, but the truth is her mother was sick. Her mother did let her do weird shit.
She stole her mother's MS story, too.
Well, and she never said she had MS.
I think she did.
Where did you see that? Where did you see that she said that?
It's in my notes.
I watched everything I could on this shit today.
All right,
but
I believe you.
She's really adamant about having cancer. Like crazy about that. But I think she actually went in for a scan to see if she had what her mother had, because her brother talks about it too. Her poor brother. Oh my God. Does that guy not seem like the saddest person ever?
Well, she used to lie and say he was autistic as a kid.
Yeah, and that he like slow, autistic, and then just like the things she said about him, it really hurt his feelings. He's like, we were really close. And none of these things she said about our family is true. She's just a con artist.
Yeah, she's been doing that her whole life.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's go back. Because you said we were at the 60 Minutes interview. And she kept evading these questions. Did you see the one about her age? She would not confirm her age.
No.
Okay. So she said, Belle, this is a basic question. How old are you? And she said, well, I've always been raised as being currently a 26-year-old. Her birth records say she's 23. Okay. And she said, but Belle, it's an easy question. How old are you? And she really just wouldn't answer. She says, well, I have 2 birth certificates and my name has been changed 4 times. That's how I grew up. Anyway, she's actually 23. She was 23 at the time, but she was saying she was 26. And I don't know what the deal was with that or why you would say you're older. I'm not sure.
Well, her mother did say that her name and age were changed a bunch of times growing up when they moved around a lot. Like, she didn't say any more than that, but for some reason her name and age were changed. So I don't know why that would happen unless you're like hiding from someone or.
That seems shady, like a family shady problem.
Yeah, it does seem shady.
And her mother has passed away from MS now. She passed away in 2017, but her stepfather talked during the interview, and he said that he always found it very gross and weird that the mother, who he loved, they were together till she died, let Belle move out at 13 years old and live with a man down the street.
What?
Yeah. She said they didn't get along. They fought all the time, the mother and the daughter. And Belle said she's going to go live down the street with this guy. And it was like an older man.
That's
but on the same street. Yeah. And he said it always bothered him that she let her do that.
The guy who lived with her said it bothered him?
Yeah, he's old now. But that was her last husband. And he came in to her life when she was, already a teenager. And married her mother, who he said, she was great at the time, but he doesn't know all the things that happened prior.
Oh, who knows? I'm sure she had some fucked up shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure she had a really fucked up some shit happened to her, for sure. And her mom's sick with MS in bed all the time, so who knows? I'm sure she needed love and attention that she wasn't getting. And then there's this man down the street that gave it to her, so she took that. And then she's like, oh, I see someone who's getting attention with cancer. Maybe I can do that.
Yeah.
And then it just spiraled, I think.
She used to tell her friends when she was young that she was in a witness protection program. That's why she moved around a lot.
Wonder if she was.
Maybe.
What if she was?
It would explain a lot of shit.
God. She just seems like somebody who really needs a lot of attention.
I guess.
Think about all that love she got online. Oh my God, we feel so bad for you.
Think about all the money she made.
Oh God. Wonder how much it was. Did you see that house she lived in?
That was unbelievable.
On the beach in Melbourne? What?
And she basically got away with all of it.
Yeah, she hasn't paid a dime.
Yeah, I mean, there was no criminal charges, so she got away with that. She just walked scot-free. No fraud charges.
Uh-huh.
And she was fined $400,000 by the Australian authorities, but she refused to pay the fucking fine until the sheriff repossessed her property.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Yeah, it says $410,000 for deceptive practices.
Yep, that's all that happened to her. She refused to pay the fine. Sheriff repossessed her property, had her assets seized, but she wasn't imprisoned.
Oh my God. What a crazy... All she had to do was start making payments on that or something.
I mean...
And keep your house.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? It makes you want to move to Australia and start an Instagram scam.
I know, right? Instead, you know what she did? She decided she was going to go and join the Ethiopian community in Melbourne and change her name.
To what, Subaru?
Sabantu.
I thought it was Subaru, like the car.
No, Sabantu.
Sabantu. Okay, well, there you go.
Yep. She said she had been adopted by the Ethiopian community, and her new name was Sabantu. She wrapped herself up in their sort of clothing that they wear, like the garb that they have on. And then, not long after that, community leaders stated she's not a volunteer or an active member anymore. That was quick. She did interviews like talking in a weird accent and everything. Did you? I sent you that.
So like,
What was that for?
I,
Like,
I mean, is that like, I'm trying to think of like what that would be as like a form of cultural appropriation.
definitely is that,
Like you
right?
can't just dress up like an Ethiopian and fake talk like an Ethiopian and give yourself an Ethiopian name and just
And
like
just join their community.
hide out as an Ethiopian. Yeah, that seems fucked up.
Like, it's just odd.
It doesn't seem all right.
No, I don't think they probably liked it either.
No, they were like, who the fuck is this bitch?
It says a fun fact about her is that she had like unlimited several names throughout her life, adding layers to her deceptive persona because like we know the Belle Gibson and people could find like her shit when she was young online for smoking and all that. But apparently there was so many other names. There's probably tons more where that came from.
Yeah, I mean, she's a career criminal. Let's be honest.
But did you think that she was only 23 years old? What did you think when you look at her?
I don't know. She looked like she was in her 20s,
Yeah,
mid to late 20s.
yeah, I'm just saying I agree. I just think when he's 23 and you already have all that success, that's really young
But
to be.
I don't understand how she got so much success, dude. Let's be honest. Everyone knows that she's a sham.
No one knew that.
Everyone knows that. At one point, she claimed stage 4 in all of her body.
That's
She
when
wrote
it
an
started getting
IG
weird.
post that she had blood, brain, spleen, uterus, and liver cancer.
Yeah, that's when people started to be like, "What?" But before that, people believe. Why wouldn't they believe a woman has brain cancer? That's odd. I mean, people don't lie about shit like that normally.
Yeah, but they also don't outlive their prognosis by years. You know?
Oh, drinking green juices.
Exactly. Doing coffee enemas like Eddie.
He's gonna kill me. So, yeah, I agree with you. When she started saying she had like 4 more cancers, it's like, okay, lady, why do we have to keep adding on to your lies? Because it doesn't look good. Like
No,
you were doing fine.
yeah, she was doing fine with a few cancers. The big one, the brain.
Yeah, like keep that one going. And like let's stop pretending like you had multiple heart surgeries and all that shit. Like let's just go with what you got because you already have Apple in your back pocket. Let's not ruin that.
Penguin, too. Penguin Books made a ton of money off her lies. And I don't think they
Yeah.
gave any of that back.
No, they didn't. And they were the ones who have apologized for not vetting her cancer story.
Yeah, that's unbelievable because they wrote the book, literally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who do you think's worse, her or Scamanda?
I forget what all did she do?
Who, Scamanda?
Yeah, like what all was it that she did exactly? I forget.
She faked cancer, and did it for
I
like
can't.
charity money and shit like that.
Oh yeah, and then went down the street and did it again.
Yeah, exactly. She became like a principal and raised more money for cancer.
I don't know. I think they're both really fucked up. It's just Scamanda didn't get to get on this level, or she
Yeah,
would have.
yeah.
You should have seen in the 60 Minutes interview, she started to tear up. She was like crying, and she said she needed a break because she felt like the woman was really belittling her,
Well, what did
and
she
that she needed to
expect?
take a moment. I know.
This isn't a hometown hero piece.
That's. I think she went in thinking that they weren't going. They're paying her $75,000. They're not going to go at her,
Wow,
but they did.
that was wrong.
Hmm.
Claire
So
Weaver, 60 Minutes Australia.
it was Laura something.
Claire Weaver.
Hmm.
I don't know how we have different facts, buddy. We've
Dude, I
been
don't know.
getting
I
different facts
watched it.
tonight. So did I.
We have been. It's Tara Brown was the journalist, by the way.
No, not the
Tara Brown was the journalist, right?
60 Minutes Australia.
Yeah.
Claire Weaver. Now I have to know.
Okay, I have it up, but let's look.
Google it.
Here we go. Here we go. The real story of the infamous wellness scanner, 60 Minutes. Dangerous lies. Where's the girl's name? It says reporters, Tara Brown, Amelia Adams. It's given everybody's name. Let's see. Where is the actual woman? Pretty sure it's Tara something. Are you looking?
Yeah. Journalist Claire Weaver, who interviewed Belle Gibson for the Australian Woman's Weekly, described Gibson's
That's Australian
prognosis.
Woman's Weekly.
Damn.
I'm telling you, I know who it is.
All right, I believe you. I don't like that I had 2 misfacts tonight.
Well, next time you'll get it right.
I'm gonna
Journalist Tara Brown.
I'm cutting all this out.
I'm sure you will.
Fuck you.
I don't cut anything out. If I mess
Neither
up,
do
we
I.
don't cut it out.
We don't cut it out. This will all be in there in all its glory.
Yeah, who cares? Whatever.
Who cares?
We're learning
Anyway.
about this right now. So she said she felt belittled by this lady, and the lady kind of was like rolling her eyes at her and shit a lot. She did. I mean, I watched it. She was like rolling her eyes. And like, oh yeah, like, yeah, right, I don't believe anything you're saying. But I don't know what she expected, but I guess that probably wouldn't feel good. Having like the journalist roll their eyes at you.
Who cares? She's a total scumbag, and they actually paid her to do an interview. It's wild.
They did.
Like she's a fucking celebrity. So like, add an extra $75,000 onto all the scamming that they did.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. I hate when they do shit like that.
Yeah, why would they even pay her at all?
No idea.
So she was born on October 8th, 1991, makes her 33 years old as of 2024. 33. So she was that young. She was very young. And she pretended to be 26 instead of 23.
What is she up to now? That's what I'd like to know.
I don't know. Let me see. There was one other thing I wanted to tell you.
You have more fun facts?
Probably not.
Don't be so down.
Oh. Tara Brown, the interviewer, said, "Do you have any regrets?" And
Who
she
the
wrote,
fuck is Claire Weaver?
I don't know who you're talking. That's the one for the magazine.
God damn it.
Women's Magazine. The
I'm
first interview that
pissed.
really fucked her up.
I'm pissed I got my facts wrong.
It's okay. Tara Brown from the interviewer said, "Do you have any regrets?" at the end of the thing. And she said, "Regret isn't in my vocabulary," was her answer.
What a bitch.
Like, you can't say that. Right?
Of course not.
Like, you have to say something nice.
Yeah, I mean, you have to at least fake remorse. She faked everything else.
She did, like, tear up and act like she was a sweet little doll the whole time. But then she said that. I don't know.
Up.
What bothered me about it the most is, like, who cares? I don't care. She's a con artist. There's lots of them. I've always wanted to pull off some sort of con, but not one that hurts people like that. Like, just do it for yourself. I don't want to, like, give people who are sick, like with cancer, any hope that they can, like, save themselves with a green juice.
No, that's why I think she's way worse than Scamanda. Scamanda only did it for the money. This girl did it for, like, to be able to, like, be a guru.
Yeah, it's almost like a power thing too, right? She actually probably had people stop doing chemo.
Well, she did. She was saying that shit on Instagram, like, stop doing chemo, ditch Western medicine.
Oh, wow.
Reversing cancer with, green juices and shit like that. It's wild. It's wild that people believe that. Like, I don't know how people believe that shit, man.
I think it's also when you're sick. People when they're very sick, a lot of people end up believing in God more and stuff when they're sick because you're desperate and you want to believe in something and you want to believe that you're going to get better. So a lot of people turn to God. A lot of people turn to cults. A lot of people turn to things like this because they want hope.
Yeah, and you probably have all these Dr. Oz motherfuckers peddling all this bullshit.
By the way, I fucking can't stand Dr. Oz.
Oh, he's a piece of shit. I think he's a PhD. He's not even a real doctor.
I don't know. I'm going to look that up because
Son
you know
of a
what?
Bitch.
Why does everybody like him?
He's an asshole. He does like fake fucking scam medicine.
He's a scammer, but he went to Harvard. I do know that. I just don't remember what his thing was.
Let's see if he's a PhD or an MD because he acts like an MD.
I mean,
he's a physician.
So he has his MD. Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
He does.
And an MBA, no PhD.
No, he's an MD.
No, I know. I was just reading up on him. Well, he's an
Yeah.
asshole.
He is. He peddles things. He's like one of those, like, he doesn't care. He just wants to make money off vitamins and shit.
He
He's that
he
type.
peddles all that green juice. Wasn't that Oprah's guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Phil. That's who I was thinking of. Who's just a PhD.
But I don't like Oz either, do you?
No, I hate Oz worse. I hate that like fucking beady-eyed little face.
I fucking hate Dr. Phil. Oh, I hate how he talks.
That's a pretty good impression.
That's who he is.
That big
I'm
forehead.
Dr. Phil, and let me tell you what. I'll send your ass out of here right now. I hate how he talks.
Oh my god. Wow.
You know that's how he talks.
Dead
don't
ringer
care.
you are. I pictured you like pulling your hair back with the big forehead and everything.
Yeah, I was pointing my finger when I was doing
I
it.
believe it.
I know it wasn't a good impression, but it felt
No,
like
it was
it
a
in
good
my
impression.
head.
It sounded
Yeah?
fucking on point. It was on point.
Fucking doctor.
There's no
That's how he says-
mistaking who that was. Dr. Phil.
Instead of doctor, sometimes he says doctor.
Well, you got that southern accent, right? He's a southern gentleman.
He sounds like it, but he's probably not. He's probably fake. He seems
Aren't
like a
they all?
fake. Yeah.
Who else is a fake?
Dr. Phil McGraw. Let's see where he's from. I want to know where he's from, this motherfucker. Why do we hate everybody? Look, he's from Oklahoma.
Ugh.
He said, ugh. He's from Oklahoma.
I've been to Oklahoma.
Me too. Forget what it was. Maybe I was just driving through, I think.
Spent some time on the res.
No, you did?
Yeah. I like to go out there. I would go out there and catch my thoughts.
Oh, yeah?
It's a
Did you
good
catch
place
some?
I got some. Sure did.
By the way, he's not an MD.
Who?
Doctor.
No, Doctor's just a PhD.
Yeah, clinical psychology.
Yeah.
Not licensed to practice.
No, he can't practice medicine or anything, but I'm sure he gives advice.
Yeah, awful advice.
The worst advice.
He's the one. Do you remember back in the 90s? He's always sending kids off to those like really bad camps.
No, he was one that would send you to boot camp for bad kids.
Yes.
Those things ruined people's lives.
Yes.
They were
He was
breeding
one of the-
grounds for abuse.
Mhm. He did that a bunch of times. He got in like, I think, remember Paris Hilton came out because she had to go to one of those as a kid?
Yeah.
And I watched her whole thing. It was really sad. I read her book too. She's smarter than people think she is. She was talking about how, Dr. Phil he's one of the people who used to, you know what, if you can't get it together, we're going to send you here. And he would send people to those places.
Fuck.
That was in the 90s, though, or the early 2000s, whatever it was.
90s
he's
were
not into
wild, man. That was a big thing in the 90s. That was a big money maker.
Mm-hmm.
Send your kids to boot camp and shit.
But what is boot camp? Like, they're all different. What they sent these people to, they were just abusing them, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess it depends which one.
Which one did you talk? Who
I'm
else
thinking,
on TV did that?
about fucking Sally, Jesse, Raphael, and some drill sergeant would come in and get in their face and like take them in the middle of the night and shit. It was very militaristic.
That's exactly what happened to Paris Hilton. They grabbed her in the middle of the night in the dark by her hands and feet, dragged her out of her home, put a thing across her eyes, like blindfolded her. She was, obviously frightened to death. And she said she could see a little bit that her parents were like crying, but watching it happen. And she's like begging them, please don't take me, please don't take me. And they let her go.
It's unbelievable. Imagine if they tried to do that to you, they'd get knifed so quick.
Oh, yeah. Can't come near me in the bed. I'll knife you up. I have a knife right here.
And a hammer?
I have a hammer, a knife, a golf club, and I won't even tell you what else.
What's your weapon of choice? That knife, right?
I like my big knife, but I also have one of those little tasers.
Oh, you have a taser too.
Yeah, Mom gave me a police taser.
What's the gun?
It's a police taser, like a police strength taser. It's a square one.
Is it the one you shoot the prods, or you just hold it?
The prods come out of it.
You shoot it,
Yeah.
and it shoots into the person.
Shoots into them, yeah.
Shut the fuck up. And it looks like a little gun?
It's not shaped exactly like a gun, though.
Wow, that's wild, man.
What are you going to do? I have to save myself.
He ain't gonna save you.
Somebody's got to, right?
Yeah, he doesn't sleep by the door.
I do.
Whoever sleeps by the
Yeah.
door has to like save
You
the
have to,
family.
you have to have the weapons.
You have to have the
So,
weapons.
no, we talked about this, and he laughed about this with me too, because the truth is the only reason is because we're both like really assholes about having the side that we want of the bed, and forever I've slept on this side of the right side of the bed, and at the other house, that's how I slept, and he was by the door.
Yeah.
So I would have to change sides of the bed, and that kills me. I don't know what what it is about it. Maybe that's like an OCD thing for a lot of people, but for me, I can't take it. I can't sleep on that side.
I get it.
Do you have a side that you have to be on?
No,
No?
no, I
Okay.
sleep on the couch.
Let me just tell you. Let's tell everybody what happened when you come visit me.
Okay.
How you sleep. It kills me.
Go ahead.
Fucking Andy comes here, and I set up the room for him perfectly because I'm a great host.
Great host. You really are. You really are.
I even this guy will only sleep with a quilt, not a blanket. So I gave him handmade quilts to sleep with from my mother that she made. Perfectly made bed, the
Beautiful
best mattress.
quilts. Beautiful quilts.
Yep. And I go down there, and you sleep on the corner of the bed. Like, you don't move. You sleep like the width that you are. That's how much space you take in the bed. And you fold down the blanket, and you sleep in like the very corner of the bed, and you don't like stretch out.
No, well, I'm used to sleeping on a couch.
I know. I wanted you to like stretch out across the bed. Put your one arm over on one side. Like lay across sideways if you want.
Yeah,
Like,
I really didn't take advantage of that gigantic bed.
I know. I was like, come on, what is this?
Huh.
This feels uncomfortable.
I like my little spaces.
I know. I just wanted you to get it wild and roll around in the bed.
Get crazy in there.
Yeah. Blankets on the floor, just fuck everything up.
Pillow fight.
Did we even finish this thing?
Oh, yeah, that
Forgot.
bitch. Yeah, she got fined like 400,000 plus Australian dollars, and then she kind of like bounced.
Is her app still available? Did you check?
Now you want me to see if it's on the App Store?
Yeah, the Whole Pantry.
It probably fuck it is.
Mhm.
What's that bitch? Jolie Hildebrandt still fucking running.
Because if it's just a great app with great food, why would Apple give that up?
I mean, you
feel
can
me?
still buy her book. Can you still download it? It's no longer available.
Oh, damn, I wanted to see what it looks like.
Damn, she was making money.
Yeah, let's see how much money she made. How much money did she make the entire time? Okay, Belle Gibson. Here's her breakdown from her deals. She made $440,000 from the sale of the Whole Pantry app.
Wow.
And cookbook published by Penguin and on Apple devices. She claims she was donating large portions of this to charity. Only $7,000 total was ever donated, ever. But I guess she did give
What a
$7K.
bitch.
Yeah. So that's what she made. Over $500K, but no one knows like the exact number.
Yeah, and like she's still selling books and all that shit.
Yeah.
So she did good.
She did good. Where is she now? You mean to say that?
Yeah, where is Belle Gibson now?
Okay. As of the most recent public information, Belle is still living in Australia. She has managed to stay under the radar since her scandal. She was spotted living in a rental home with her son and shopping at IKEA. Images of this surfaced in the tabloids after her court fine.
I don't know why I think that's so funny. That's just as normal and average as can be.
That's what I mean, but that's the point.
Yeah.
Now she's like renting and shopping at IKEA.
Yeah.
It said at one point she told the media that she had been punished enough by public humiliation. People need to leave her alone.
Nah.
Okay, lady.
You should be ridiculed forever.
She has not apologized, shown remorse, or provided a full explanation for her actions. In fact, she doubled down in interviews, insisting she believes her illness was real at the time even though she has no records to support it. And she also never revealed the identity of her son's father, and obviously he never came forward.
How would you?
No.
Motherfucker's on Maury Povich doing the I'm not the father dance.
Yeah, slapping everyone's hands.
Yeah.
Woo!
You are not the father. And he starts doing the worm and shit, getting all excited.
Yeah, I bet he's like, leave me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of crazy that they haven't found him. The media finds everybody.
Man. That poor guy.
So, Belle Gibson, everybody. Belle Gibson.
I guess
Let
that's
us
it,
know what
huh?
you think. Yeah, let us know what you think. I think that we're gonna record a few of these. We're gonna do the Ken and Barbie killers, and I know one of our fans, Amanda, really wants to hear that because she's
Yeah.
from Toronto, and you said she's the one that told us to do this one.
Yeah, she told us about the apple cider vinegar documentary she left in a comment, which, you know, who Belle is like very similar to Scamander Riley's story.
The apple cider vinegar, that show, it's actors doing.
Yeah, it's like
doing
scripted,
this
right?
story. Yeah, and it actually looks very good.
We should totally watch that.
I will. I didn't have time to do all that today, but I really want to watch it because it's like 8 episodes or something.
For sure. And I gotta go fact check myself.
Oh, you're so angry and annoyed about your 2 mess ups.
Oh, I'm so pissed. I've never been more pissed about anything.
Oh, who cares?
Fucking Claire Weaver. I hate you.
I mess up sometimes. I still don't know who that is, but I'll tell you who is somebody. Tara Brown. Biatch. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it.
Tune into the Crime Murder Man podcast. Andy got the facts, Amanda spitting fast. Delve into the night, mysteries unfold. Cold cases sitting deep, not a story told. Serial killers lurking in the shadows, they creep. Amanda's got the files, secrets she keep. Andy dissecting, forensic on the mic. Every episode hits, spine chilling like a knife. Murder Man podcast, voices in the dark, solving every puzzle piece, never miss the mark. Andy and Amanda, truth they unmask. Tune in every week for the twisted task. On the trail of a killer, blood runs cold. Eyewitness tales and legends old. Amanda breaking down clues piece by piece. Andy putting it together, never seeing peace. Whispers in the wind, serial mind unfazed. Evidence presented, audience amazed. Grim tales of murder, heartbreaking loss. Andy and Amanda, the duo, no one's boss. Murder Man podcast, voices in the dark, solving every puzzle piece, never miss the mark. Andy and Amanda, truth they unmask. Tune in every week for the twisted task. Murder Man podcast, twisted task. Tune into the Crime Murder Man podcast. For the twisted task. Murder Man podcast, voices in the dark, solving every puzzle piece, never miss the mark. Andy and Amanda, truth they unmask. Tune in every week for the twisted task. Every week for the twisted task.